This tutorial goes with your Geneva Cam drawing. We're going to do a multi-view, and it's only a 2-view part. It's not very thick, and it's round in shape. So I'm going to start out with a construction line to mark the center of the Geneva Cam. I'm going to go all the way across my grid so that I have one common center point for everything. Switch over to my object, and I'm just going to start drawing a series of circles. The inside smallest circle has a diameter of 1.5. The next circle has a diameter of 2.5. The next circle has a diameter of 4.5. And the last one has a diameter of 8. So it really crowds your page, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. We're not putting it in a border or title block at this point. So that's your series of circles, but we're going to back up. This third circle out, you realize, is a center line. It's going to be used as a reference, so I'm going to go ahead and just pick it and change its layer. That way it's different than the part of the object. Then there's another reference circle past that, and I'm going to use my construction layer for that. And you don't see it as a circle, you just see it as a radius of 4.5 from the center. And that's going to be used to create the curvature of the arc into the Geneva Cam. I'm going to go back to object, and I'm going to go ahead and project the overall diameter and create my side view. Using my offset, it's a 1/2 inch for the back or bottom of the plate, and then it's a full inch in height. Then I can trim out the excess. The other part of the side view is the second circle that we created. So I can project that over to the side view and then trim out the excess of that part. So that is called a boss. Anytime there is a base and a part that comes out from the top of it like that, they call that a boss. And you will see that if you take additional CAD classes where in an extrusion, which is adding that third dimension or that depth to a single part, they call it a boss. Now it's got these fillets or rounds inside this corner. So while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and do my fillet command. And at the bottom, I want to make sure that the setting is correct. What we don't want to do is lose the integrity of these two lines. So in this case, I want to make sure I have no trim turned on. So I'll click on trim, make sure it says no trim. And I'm doing all this at the command line. You'll notice there's nothing really happening at my cursor. And then I click on radius and I type in the size of the radius. And I'm going to do 2 of these at once, so I'm going to choose multiple. And I'm going to grab the 2 lines that need to be filleted. 2 lines that need to be filleted. Now, it does need to have a piece of the line trimmed off, and you can just simply come back in and trim that. And that's not a big deal because those were single pieces, but this was a full part of the object. So that's why we wanted to use the no trim mode. Now we're going to create at least one of the component parts to really create the outer shape of the Geneva Cam. The first would be by starting with a circle. This reference circle is the center of each of those curved parts. So pick that, the radius is 0.25, and then I can draw the vertical pieces coming straight out from there. And they're coming off the quadrant of the circle, straight down, and then I can trim out the excess. So that's the basic shape. Now we're going to use a tool called Array so that you can see how this is going to create a pattern. We need to use a polar array because it is going around the circle. We're going to select the 2 vertical lines and the arc, hit enter. Then it's going to ask for the base point. So the base point is the very center of this component. So we're going to pick the very center that we started with. It switches over your menu to the top to how many items do you want. You're not dealing in rows and levels because we're not doing 3D. So how many items? If you need to change that, say 3 for instance, click in the next box, it updates. So I want all 6, so it automatically updates the measurement for a full 360-degree circle. I'm keeping them associative so they all act together as one. So I have a drawing and then I have 6 pieces that are matching with that. And then hit close array. If you wanted to go ahead and trim out in between each of those, you can do that now. You can also wait and do that towards the end. But that gives you the basic start of the shape. Now we are going to have to go off of one of the other center lines because it shows a reference point from here. So I'm going to have to stretch that line a little bit. Off of this intersecting outer circle, so that's why I drew it on a construction layer. It's not part of the shape, but it is a reference point along the center to create another arc, a radius of 1.5. So drawing a circle with that center radius of 1.5. That gives you that new curve. Again, you can go ahead and trim out the excess of the circle, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use a polar array, pick that arc, pick the main center point. There are 6 of those. Close array. Now we can trim up the inside of each of those. I'm going to turn my grid off real quick so you can really see it now. So there is essentially the entire Geneva Cam minus the keyway in the middle. So I'm going to zoom into that section. The keyway is 0.36 by 0.2. So the width of it is first, then the height. So off of this, it's going to be 0.2. So I can offset that circle, 0.2, and then I'm going to draw a vertical line from that midpoint straight down to the top and offset it half of the 0.36. So that gives me those vertical lines. Now just extend them. I may have to do a little trimming up, but then you trim out the excess. Well, actually, sorry, you don't trim out the excess. You can just erase that circle and draw a line straight across the top of that so that it stays at that 0.2 height. But you trim out the inside so that it is an open keyway. So imagine you've got a shaft coming through here, and you want to make sure that this is rotating when the shaft is rotating. So it has to lock to that shaft. So there's a key that sits inside the shaft and inside that keyway to make sure that they are locked. With the hidden line turned on, or the hidden layer turned on, I'm going to draw the keyway, bottom of the keyway, and the bottom diameter of the circle to create my side view, and trim those off. Now the rest of the lines, I'm not going to use my construction layer anymore, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to make sure that I have the whole center mark. So I've switched over to center layer, going to the annotate center mark, and I'm going to pick this larger outer diameter so that I get the great big center mark through the entire part. There are center lines that are drawn through each of these. So the angles were on a 130 degrees, so I'd simply take from the middle point out 4.5 less than 30, oops, not 30, 60. 4.5 less than 30, there we go. And then I could use the array for that, or I can draw each one of these. It's dependent upon what you want to create there. But that's how you would draw the center lines in, using a distance, the same distance, that 4.5 as the others, and then the angle. That one is at 30. This one is at 150. Then we have 210, and then this bottom one could be negative 30. If you liked using the mirror command, I could take that. I could mirror it along the horizontal to where it's down, And then I could take both of those